And welcome back to MTA Commuter Connections. I'm Terry Owens. Say, have you ever wondered how new transit service is initiated, or perhaps how enhancements or changes to already existing service occurs? Well, it begins in the MTA Department of Service Development, and Michael Walk is the acting director of that department, and he joins us now to talk a little bit about that behind the scenes stuff that everybody wonders about, and you're here to shed some light on. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Michael, when you guys start thinking about what you can do to enhance service or maybe rethink some routes, how do you get your input to make those decisions?
Well, our input comes from a lot of different places. A lot of it comes from customers, actually. We get customer complaints or customer requests for new services. Businesses call us up and ask us, we're opening a business here, we want to add a bus line, anything like that. As well as officials in the community also send in those requests to us. So it's an ongoing process where we try to listen to what people are asking for and respond as best we can.
Well, I'm really excited to hear that the public is allowed to play a part in this process. And how are some of the ways that people can get information to you that can then be incorporated into your decision-making process?
There's a lot of different ways. We take the comment line that's provided for all MTA customers. They can call into there and file a request, and that gets to us. Mm-hmm. Also, if there's service issues that my office can address, a bus is always running late, things like that that might require an adjustment to a schedule, calling the complaint line gets to us. Also through other feedback mechanisms like Rate Your Ride, sending a letter to the MTA. All that communication comes in and then gets distributed to whoever can address the issue.
Okay, for people who don't know a lot about our bus service, our local bus service, give us a sense of how we compare to entities across the country.
Our bus system is actually pretty large compared to other transit systems in the nation. We rank in the top 20 of nationwide transit agencies. We operate over 600 vehicles during our peak time, 62 bus lines. We carry 250,000 people a day. So we're actually quite large.
Do you think the public has a real appreciation for the magnitude of the amount of service you provide? Because that's 24/7.
Right, it's a 24/7 operation, and it's a challenge to truly communicate about how big the service really is and how complicated it is. There's a lot of moving parts out there. Just for example, we have over 1,200 operators that are driving buses on different days of the week, all with unique work schedules and work assignments every single day. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of little things that have to connect together.
That sounds like an awful lot to manage.
It is a lot to manage, it certainly is.
Wow. Now, service development, are you also responsible for things like, say, MARC train or light rail, or are you?
Well, actually, we do get involved a little bit with the rail modes and the non-bus modes. For instance, Service Development produces the Google Transit data for all the modes that MTA provides, so that somebody can go online and plan their transit trip through the Google Transit Trip Planner.
Okay.
But in terms of actually designing the system, Service Development designs a system for the core bus system, for light rail, and for metro. The other modes manage their own designs.
Okay. Now, will you guys have a hand in the upcoming events here at Preakness? We've got the big race coming up. Will Service Development play a role in that?
We actually do play a role, mostly on a data collection end. We are making sure that we get accurate passenger counts this year. Mm-hmm. So all of our buses are equipped with a system called a passenger counter, automated passenger counter. So we're involved to help make sure that those buses get distributed out here for Preakness and make sure we get a good idea how many people actually use the service to get here.
Okay, you touched on something a little earlier that I want to go back to as we were talking about ways that people can communicate with the system, and I know you've been a huge champion of the Rate Your Ride program. Talk a little bit about that and how you see that growing going forward.
That's a great question. With the Rate Your Ride program, so far we've collected over 12,000 pieces of data from over 4,000 unique individuals throughout the whole system. And we've been using that data in combination with other data streams that we have. We've already made some improvements to a bus route number 11 and bus route 35 that were prioritized partly due to what Rate Your Ride users said. And we're going through that process again where we're about ready to select new routes for improvement based on that stream of data as well as others we have internally. My hope is that it'll continue to grow, riders will continue to be involved, We're also encouraging, in particular, Baltimore City public school students to be involved. We're actually putting the Rate Your Ride information on the back of their passes to help encourage their feedback as well, because they're a very vital component of the transit network.
And for the person who hasn't been quite ready to embrace public transit, what do you say to them?
I would say get out and try it. The reality is that once you make the step to learn about how the system works, it's just like learning how to drive. You learn where to go and how to get there, and then you get comfortable with it. So I would say get out and try it. We provide trip planners, a lot of resources for you. So give it a try.
All right, Michael. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I know you've got your hands full over there in service development, but we appreciate what you're doing.
Thanks. Good to be here.
All right. Well, here at the MTA, we are always looking for ways to make things more convenient for passengers. And thanks to the web, MARC train and commuter bus passengers now have a new, more convenient way to purchase tickets. It's called Commuter Direct.
Every day, thousands of commuters across the state utilize the many modes of transportation offered by the MTA. And with those means of travel come the task of buying tickets for those services. Well, that task has become easier. Introducing CommuterDirect.com, an online service designed to consolidate MARC and commuter bus ticketing.
The website is definitely more convenient. I truly believe that over time the customers are going to come to like this new website. It offers a lot more features than our old website. It's definitely more user-friendly.
Here's how it works. Go to the website mta.commuterdirect.com and purchase one-day, weekly, or monthly passes for use on MARC and commuter buses.
The monthly passes for commuter bus as well as MARC can be used on our local service as a flash pass. Down in the Washington area, if they want to, if they transfer from MARC or commuter bus to, let's say, Washington D.C.'s Metro or their commuter bus program, they can purchase what's called a TLC, and the TLC will allow them to ride our service, the commuter bus and MARC, as well as local service in the D.C. area.
The website offers split credit card payments and renewable orders. It also accepts smart benefits, vouchers, and employee-sponsored credit cards.
Split payments are basically using two forms of payments to pay for your purchase. In the past, these employees would have to fax into us their orders and their credit card information on a monthly basis. The new website allows them to set up an account and to set up split payments using their Transfer Visa card as well as their personal credit card.
The newly designed MARC train tickets and commuter bus passes will continue to be sold by Quick Track machines, Amtrak, and Commuter Direct ticket agents. To find out more about the new ticketing service, visit www.mta.commuterdirect.com or by calling 410-697-2212.
Hello, I'm Ron Mears, Project Manager of the Office of Service Oversight. Here is our first question.
How you doing? My name is Dante Norton. My main question is the single tracking during the evening and night hours before you guys actually shut down. Why do you do it?
Single tracking is necessary to keep our service moving. You may have a disabled train, and in order to get around that disabled, we would have to use single tracking. That means we would cross over to another track and then back to the original track. And this will cause some delay, but should not cause a lot of delay. Next question.
Hi, I work down at Johns Hopkins Hospital, and my concern with the Metro is safety at the Hopkins station in the afternoon when the children get off of school. They're very unruly down on the platform, pushing and shoving, holding doors, which is like totally frustrating for the driver because there's not much they can do about it. And I think they do need more police presence there and be able to effectively do something about that situation.
Yes, it is possible to have more police there. Our MTA police force does an outstanding job, and on a daily basis they review their deployment of manpower. Also, any complaints can be given to our station managers, who in turn will notify the police, and the police will make the adjustments necessary to eliminate the problem. Next question.
Okay, my name is Jay. I just wanted to know why half of the time the escalator don't work.
Many times the escalators, it's not broken, and many times it's the disruptions caused by school kids hitting the switch and causing the escalator not to work. When this happens, it is necessary for the MTA team that has control of the escalator to come and reset the escalator. We appreciate your questions. If you have a question you'd like to ask the MTA, visit the MTA website at mta.maryland.gov for a convenient TV show link, or connect with us on Facebook or Twitter.
And that's going to do it for this edition of MTA's Commuter Connections. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Terry Owens. We'll see you next time.